Welcome to episode 5 of PaigeY Interviews Cambridge Graduates. Thank you so much if you've been watching all the episodes up until now. We've had so much fun filming these. Today we're going to discuss imposter syndrome, which is defined by Wikipedia as a psychological occurrence in which an individual doubts their skills, talents or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. At Cambridge, you're surrounded by other students who are used to being top of the class, and I personally found it difficult to adjust to, but let's see what my friends have to say. Also, while you're watching this video, comment below if you've ever suffered with imposter syndrome, or let me know any tips on how to deal with self-doubt. I think lots of us would find it really useful. We're also going to discuss friendships. There's a whole lot of pressure to make friends for life at university, but in reality, it doesn't all slot into place immediately. Let's get into it. Did you suffer with imposter syndrome?
Not that much, to be honest. I kind of thought, you know, I'm here, that's what matters. If you're in, you're in. Or that.
That's the mindset, everybody.
Definitely at uni, but it was kind of manageable at uni because you were like, oh, everyone's at Cambridge, of course, it's really clever. Everyone's really clever. But like what they don't tell you about is the job imposter syndrome that happens when you graduate, because all your friends are Cambridge graduates. So everyone's got like really like fancy high paying jobs and you haven't yet, and that's when that's the spicy imposter syndrome they don't tell you about. It never leaves.
Because like what's imposter syndrome again? I think everyone who's here deserves to be here, but I also think like it's not really special being here. I think a lot of people could do it here, could succeed here just like anyone else. So no, I don't think I suffer from it. Maybe a bit at first. Okay. I'm changing my answer now. Right. Maybe a bit at first, but no, definitely not anymore. What about you?
I realised how dumb everyone was.
I'd say mainly in first year. After first year, not really. It was like first year, first term, where you don't really know the expectations so much, and like you've thrown in like with a whole load of strangers, like all doing the same course, and like you don't really know what everyone knows. Like you think, oh god, everyone probably knows like way more about this than I do. But I think I kind of got over it like after having supervisions and things, and like seeing people like, ask questions. I asked the same questions I was wanting to ask, and thinking, oh well, they didn't understand that point either. Like maybe it's not just me who's like a bit thick and like can't understand this.
It's just hard when you haven't sat any exams in first year, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have that track.
I'd say it's probably like a lot harder for the current second years who like their exams because of COVID were cancelled at the end of first year, so like they haven't really had that experience of like going into the exams and like thinking, oh god, it's going to be terrible, and then like coming out of it and just doing fine and realising yeah, it was like harder than A-levels, but perhaps not so bad overall.
Coming from what Cambridge class is a non-conventional background, I was the first person in my family to go to university. I came from a state school, I'm from the northeast, and a lot of times I did feel a bit like a fish out of water. I thought, oh, what if people judge me for my accent, or what if people think I'm stupid because of where I'm from, or again, like what if I have to do more work to compensate for this supposed gap between me and other students. So a lot of the time I did feel like that, but I think the longer the degree went on and the more I saw the fruits of my labour in a way, like I would put all of these hours of work in and lots of effort in, and I gradually started to see that rewarded in the grades I was getting, and I think that helped me to overcome it. None of us are imposters, like we all deserve to be here. We were definitely all picked for a reason. Yeah. I'm just trying to inspire the people. Reason. Yeah. Like, they know, I don't know what the reason is.
I think that yes. I think everyone feels a bit like, I'm finding this work so hard, maybe I shouldn't be here, but I think everyone who puts in the work and is here is more than capable of doing it. You've got to find a group of friends that like are honest about how they're feeling about it as well. Like if you're with a group who's like, you know, super academic all the time and trying to like one-up each other in terms of that, then I mean, if that's what you want, if that's what you get motivated by competition, then you know that's fair enough, I guess. But I get motivated by other people also saying that they have been really stressed and having a bad time of it. Then I'm like, okay, maybe mine's not so bad. Maybe I'm doing okay. So I think imposter syndrome is basically built from the people around you, and we had a pretty good group who were like, yep, this is not going well at the moment.
Yeah, no one was like, yeah, you're failing, you should go home. Was it easy to make friends?
Yeah, in first year definitely. Like in first year, like everyone is like, oh, we don't know anyone, let's be friends. I would say that it was kind of like harder later on. People kind of were more set in the ways in second and third year, I found. Like people were like, oh, here's my friendship group, it's like a defined group of us and we're friends. And I don't know, I kind of had the feeling that people were less open to like just making random friends later on.
Yeah, I think it was quite easy, to be honest. You're, you know, in a house with a bunch of different people, in this tight area with lots of different people your age, similar interests and all that. Yeah, very easy. What was difficult though, I think, is actually spending time with them. I think because of the workload and then being in different places to them, you know, just being in a completely different room, it could often happen that I'd go to dinner at 5:40 or whatever, realising, hang on, I haven't said anything to anyone yet today.
Oh no.
I know.
Yes and no. It's easy to meet people because there's so much stuff going on, but it's quite hard to like make a friend that's not part of one of your activities, just because like everyone's really busy, so schedules don't sync up. So if I meet someone on a night out who seems nice, it's quite hard to like then arrange to go for a coffee and build that friendship, because they might be a nat ski, for example, and are in labs all day, whereas I work in the evenings, for example. So that's quite hard, but like it's really easy to meet people. It's harder to like maintain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good thing about our college is like you have a staircase and you live with people. It's very easy to make friends, a lot of societies that you can join, that you can meet people with similar interests. Also, being a natural scientist, so there's a lot of nat skis. I think there's about 30 of us at Jesus. So you've already got, like, say, about 30 friends or people that you share the course with, and you just go to lectures, supervision with them all the time. So it's kind of impossible to not make friends, I'd say. Very hard to not make friends here.
Yeah. I think the thing with university is you can constantly make friends. So I wouldn't say that the friends I have now are the people I met in like my first week of Cambridge, but I think that's okay as well. Like, it's the first time you're being thrown into a whole like new mix of people, and the first people you meet aren't always going to be lifelong friends. I mean, don't get me wrong, the people who I first met were all lovely people, but I think you all sort of do different things, you have different interests, and you gradually grow and gravitate towards the people who are a bit of you, a bit like you. And it took me a while to settle. Like, I'm pretty open and honest about this, like, because I was all work and no play, it did take me a long time to meet people. And I remember being like, gosh, I find it quite easy to make friends. I'm really chatty, really extroverted, so I couldn't understand why I wasn't making friends with people instantly. But I think you just need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, and then you'll start to make friends. And after that, it was really easy. I think as well, I had a fear in my head of like, oh, I need to go to parties to make friends, I need to go clubbing if I want to make friends, and you just don't. And I think I let that hold me back from going to other things that would have helped me make friends, like joining societies or going to pizza nights or meet your student union reps and all of those other things they put on in Freshers Week. I think I got in my own head a bit and was like, no, I need to go to the club events to make friends. But who really makes their lifelong friends clubbing? Like, at that point you're just like in a room with loud music and lots of people. If anyone's watching this who is struggling with university and is struggling to make friends, like, it will happen. It might just take a bit more time, and you just need to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
So I was kind of unlucky that in first year I got put in a staircase with only 5 other people in it, or 4 other people in it, because there was like academic officers above us, so it was a bit harder to make friends. But the way that you're like separated into colleges, and so you mix with all those people, and then you're also separated into like accommodation blocks, you still like integrate with a lot with the people there. You meet new people all the time, you meet people through your subject. I think that if I was to do it again, I would do more like societies in first year, just because, you know, you get the opportunity to meet a lot more people who have like-minded interests. But, you know, I was kind of under the impression that, you know, I couldn't be doing these societies, I had to be working all the time, so I didn't really join up to as many as I would have liked to. So that would be my advice. You've got to get into societies, do all these things that can help you meet people, and then, you know, by the time I got into second year, I'd really found like my group of people, and then it was fine from there. So I think if you're struggling, if you're in first year and you think that you're not making friends and you're struggling, I would say hold on, because like I was in much the same boat, and then once I got into second year and beyond, it really made things a lot better.
So yeah, to round up, a fair few of my friends had a really healthy mindset and managed to dodge the effects of imposter syndrome. But if I'm really honest, I had a lot of self-doubt while I was at Cambridge. One of my biggest regrets from when I was at uni is not asking my friends for help more and working together with them, for fear that they were going to think I was stupid or that I'd be found out. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when the next installment is uploaded, share it with your friends if you think they'll find it useful, and thanks for watching.